Hey everyone, how's it going? We are live. We are live, and I'm turning music on.
All right. We're here, just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far.
Step on the gas. Just got done with the Toei dub stream just now for Magical Do-Re-Mi. So many of the 4Kids VAs are retired currently. Only Lisa Ortiz is still going at it. Damn, really? I legitimately do not know much about Magical Do-Re-Mi other than the name and the demographic. So just giving everyone a little bit to come in. I know we're on a bit of a time crunch today. I was supposed to be on another stream and forgot about it because this week has been me getting pulled in many directions. But I hope you all had a good 4th. I know I did. I didn't really celebrate. I walked around the city near me. And
that's kind of what I did too.
And just looked at fireworks. There were so many people launching fireworks from like different businesses and stuff. Only small barbecue. That's fine. Because yeah, and then today's been just kind of getting ready for tonight, and my wallet is actually doing okay with the Steam sale. I've been buying really cheap games. I bought a game called Desktop Survivors 98, and it's like Vampire Survivors, except you use your mouse, and it's themed after Windows 98, and it's actually really fun. Ended up 100%ing it as far as achievements within it just takes a few days. It's just some of it's a little annoying to do. AnimeCon Birmingham was great. Oh, good to hear. Good to hear. I have PopCon Indie to talk about today. Because I went on Sunday with Ryan. Hey, Pike.
Yo, Pike. Glad you could make it.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. Me and my brother stayed up, like, pretty late because we were doing the fucking 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon game.
That sounds like something you and your brother would do.
Kevin Bacon.
And we would just go back and forth, and the part was just trying to think of actors that aren't obvious. So I'd go, okay. I'm like, how about? And I would choose some pretty out of pocket ones. So I'd be like, okay, how about Judy Greer? Dude. And he would go, okay, how about Walton Goggins? So we would go back and forth for an hour. We ended up, we played, he showed me a few horror games that he downloaded. Then we ended the night by watching an old It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode.
Nice!
But I swear to God, it felt like an hour that we spent playing 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
What episode did you watch of It's Always Sunny?
It's Frank's Little Beauties. Because I kept referencing, Danny DeVito going, hey, you guys gotta write a song, like, do not diddle kids, it's no good diddling kids. And they're like, there is no quicker way to make people think you are diddling kids than to write a song about it.
I love It's Always Sunny so much.
Yeah, because I kept referencing that song. I kept referencing it. The "Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids."
Probably should stop singing that.
Yeah, we're on a stream.
Yeah, for a YouTube stream. We're live right now.
Yeah.
No, but it's
maybe, but no.
Well, everyone go watch It's Always Sunny. It's like my favorite TV show.
In my defense, the song is very clearly anti-perversion. So.
I mean,
does the YouTube stupid AI know that?
Oh, come on. No, I
Hey, I get in trouble for stupid shit sometimes.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying, but very clearly, if you listen to the song, it's anti what it's talking about. But
it's like Scooby-Doo. I think Coolsville sucks.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the itinerary.
So anyways, go watch It's Always Sunny. I did watch the latest episode where Dennis has high blood pressure.
Oh my God, that was that episode's kind of special to me because I remember my girlfriend who was living with me. That was like we watched it together, and I because that was her favorite episode too, and her favorite show, and I remember watching that for the first time with her. Oh, that was such a good because I had no clue where it was going. I genuinely had no idea. Yeah, no, that was well done.
I'm just amazed it has not suffered from seasonal rot. The show is still funny.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil how it ends. It's so unhinged. So, anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Let me get my notes pulled up. So why did we not do a hangout last month? And honestly, it's just how the schedule shook out. End of month at work ended up being, end of month at work was crazy, but that was also, that Saturday was the best time to finish Sonic 06. Also, hello Extreme Wreck. So that's why we're doing this in July instead of June. And actually, this stream is earlier than usual time-wise because it's about 3:30 right now Eastern time. I have a party to attend, and I forgot I was going to attend it, and it's way too late to cancel because I already paid money. So, and I don't want to be a dick and ask my friend for the money back. So, I have a hard stop at 5:30 because I have to get going. So, this will be just a 2-hour one, but hopefully we all have a good time as we're on time. I mean, we are on time. It's just this is earlier than normal. But in terms of like the date, it is like a week late of when it usually is. So to make up for that, I'm having a second one of these this month. Well, thank you, Blue Baron. So updates on Kinnikuman. Well, first of all, in case you missed it, I got to interview Mark Thompson over the phone. He was very helpful in filling in some blanks. I reached out to a few other voice actors as well from Ultimate Muscle for their insight, but no one has gotten back to me yet. Second, to my relief, the first draft of the script is finally done. The main script is
muscle
66 pages. And the bibliography is 16 pages. And I know I have to go back and add some stuff I got from interviews that I made during writing the first draft. So, I know I can compress a lot of it. Oh god, no. I don't use AI for my shit. I hate reading other people's copy. And AI just feels so stiff. I can't. No, especially
where's the fun in that?
Yeah, especially with like the way I write and the references I make to like The Simpsons and stuff. I don't want AI to write for me. I like to write. It's just Jesus Almighty. This took so many. Okay, what's this? Like, I see why writing is important. Yeah. Well, thank you all for the kind words. The AI wouldn't even do 10 pages. True, especially with how complex this topic is. Because we've got the Muscle Toys by Mattel, you've got Ultimate Muscle, you've got all the fan translations. I do cover fan translations. You got the Perfect Origin anime. There's a lot that went into this. It was super interesting.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one.
Oh, I know. I'm so excited. For those on Patreon, I am doing an early reading of the script tomorrow afternoon. It is going to take a few hours.
Sunday!
Yeah, true.
Sunday.
There's some wrestling references. There's some Simpsons references, as usual. There's a lot of insight you don't really see. So, I don't have a release date. I just am aiming for end of August. I want to get this out before Colossal East. And that way, I just want something really cool than something really half-assed for such a cool, influential property with a unique history. Kinnikuman is incredibly influential, and I want to give it the respect it deserves because, damn, it is a really neat series. So what is after Kinnikuman? Well, it's called Project Red, and thanks to Firearm of Mutiny and Bash, they redeemed channel points on Twitch to reveal 2 consonants of the topic, and it's H and K. What could it be? You're going to have to wait until the end of the Kinnikuman video. Now, that one I plan to have out by Halloween. That is kind of a Halloween-ish one. Can you buy a vowel? 15k channel points, and you get a vowel. Someone compared this to Wheel of Fortune, but I'm like, it's Wheel of Fortune, but you don't know how many letters there are, and you don't know if any of these are repeating. Yeah, no problem. Are they connected to the official translation somehow? They're connected to fan terminology. And I feel like covering fan translations for Kinnikuman especially is important because most of the material is not legally accessible.
The cereal?
Yeah. No, material.
Yeah,
like
the material.
The 80s anime. And the sequel.
80s anime.
That makes sense.
The subbed version of
manga.
Ultimate Muscle. The manga in general. Ultimate Muscle had, Nisei had its manga translated, but it didn't get the final arc, and original Kinnikuman never got officially translated. Yeah, Prince Lu Ao. That one, see, a lot of people don't know about the PS2 game having all these name changes of classic characters, so I am going to cover that. I do have the PS2 game. Still, I've yet to play it, but I did do some skimming. So anyways, that's what's planned after Kinnikuman. Saw your videos of Doraemon, thought it was cool, and began watching. Oh, well, thank you, Fruit Media. Thank you for stopping by. With your pineapple. Pineapple profile picture. So on Sunday, I went to PopCon Indy with Straw Hat Ryan, and I had a fantastic time. Other than the 30 minutes to spend to find parking, that was annoying. So this was extremely last minute, so I didn't like cosplay or anything. But I looked at the guest list, and it was pretty stacked as far as anime voice actors. Now, I was just gonna meet one. I was gonna meet one anime voice actor, and I saw Aaron Roberts was there, and he had a print of Sunny from Toriko, and I just had to get it. And he said he had a blast recording Toriko. He wishes they could have recorded more beyond that one random Toonami One Piece Dragon Ball Z Toriko crossover dub episode. He said he loves meeting new Toriko fans, and I feel like every time I bring up Toriko...
Wait, that was the only dub appearance he made? Was the crossover? I thought he was... No, Sunny shows up a lot. The only time he got to record post Toriko anime was... Right. Yeah, was that. And he's just like, he really wishes he could record more. But every time I bring up Toriko with someone that was in it, they always say how much they loved Toriko. Not surprised.
Yeah, the only character that has a dub voice and didn't show up in the show was Zebra, who is Alejandro Saab, who just got to do a single scream for the episode. I'm just like, oof. I'm sure if they do dub more of Toriko, I'm sure he's gonna sound great. But anyways, I got that autograph. And then the one I really wanted to meet was JB Blonde, who is Dojima in Persona 4. I knew he was from the UK, but I didn't know he had a British accent. I thought his normal voice would be like a Dojima voice. No, it is not. But yeah, I didn't even need to ask him. He wrote great vegetables on the print. He just straight away just wrote that down. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this was great. So I did meet a lot of actors, but didn't get a picture because I didn't have money. Ryan did. I won't say how much he spent, but it was so much that his bank froze his card. He just would whip out his wallet, and at one point his card stopped working, so he had to switch to a different one. However, thanks to Ryan's generosity and the kindness of some of the actors, I did get photos with some of them, and also Ryan covered some of the autographs I got, like when I met Mick Wingert. I did tell him about the Osamatsu video. He talked about how fun that was. We talked about Mario. We talked about One Piece because he was in Stampede. He is a really genuine guy, really fun to talk to. And I also met, for the, I think, third time ever, Aaron Dismuke. It is unusual for me to be the shortest one in the picture, because Ryan's slightly taller, and then Aaron Dismuke's like 6'6" or something. I mean, he's taller than Ryan. So, anyways, I saw he had a new, one I hadn't seen before, a Leonardo watch print from Kekai Sensen, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so cool to have. So it's in my bag right now. However, we go from really tall to really short. Sarah Wiedenheft, she got up, and I'm like, oh shit, she's short. I also have a picture of me and Ryan with her, but we were looking through her print book, and we didn't see Hakari from 100 Girlfriends, and then whoever was with her from the con pointed out there's a second book that had it, and Ryan and I both got it. I told her that 100 Girlfriends is peak fiction, and yeah, I got this autograph. And
sure
lastly, I did not know he was at the con until I passed his booth. Kevin Figueroa again.
AKA the you rapping bad guy.
Yeah. I was so, as soon as I said who I was, like, oh! And we started talking a little bit. It was so great to meet him in real life. Anyways, rambling over, it was awesome to go to the con and spend $100 or so, not counting parking. Ugh, parking was like $50, but recent streams. Last Saturday, I streamed Sonic 06. It is done. I never have to freaking play that game again. I hated it. Kinnikuman dub history. Yeah, I've been talking about Kinnikuman for a few months.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yes, I'm so excited. So Nazco, the Valley of the Wind. Leave that in a YouTube comment so I can circle back on that. Hi, Looney, by the way. I don't think I've seen you for a while. Hope you've been well. Whoops. So, anyways, that's done. We finished the last story and tried to figure out the final boss. Hello, Moon Crystar. Hope you're doing well. Also, that same day, I did a Super Smash Bros. Brawl stream. That was a lot of fun to revisit.
Yeah,
of Conan, yeah.
Yeah, we did hear that. It was, well, I did. It was a good dub. I already want to see more.
Yeah, I still have other streams I want to do in the future, so stay tuned. Current stream, Battle Network Operate Shooting Star is on indefinite hold, pretty much just until Kinnikuman is done. Been a while. Hey, no problem. 7 English dub. Yeah, there's so many.
7. You got the Singapore dub, the Hong Kong dub, the Indian dub, Funimation,
not in order, yeah.
Bang Zoom, Miami. You got this recent dub too. And if you want to count the alleged English dub, Conan's Capers, that makes 8.
So, next few streams, we've got second open mic hangout of July, because I didn't do one last month. We're going to do that on the 26th. And then Sonic Colors will be sometime this month. It's a one-off stream. I just want to try it. I picked it up from a local game store. Hey, no problem, TBP. No problem. Glad you're here. My favorite Lupin the Third movie, I'm going to be honest, I've only seen one. It was Castle of Cagliostro. I saw both dubs, and I really liked it. I have not watched much Lupin content.
I'm still stuck on part 2.
So, that's upcoming streams, upcoming conventions. Otakon, I have 2 panels accepted but not confirmed. That's to say, Otakon wants them, but they said they may be waitlisted.
I thought you said they were confirmed or something.
English dub exclusive to African Cartoon Network, but then after a while it started using the DXD dub. It's lost, I think. I assume you're talking about, I'll say Yokai Watch. So, 2 panels at Otakon. Don't know when they are. Don't know if they'll even be on the schedule. They said, I'm getting a free badge anyway. So, and then I've got Colossal East. That is in Pennsylvania. I submitted panels. Have not heard back on them. And then I've got the Cleveland Gaming Classic. I will only be there Saturday, but I'm going to hang out with my longtime buddy John, who's been on the stream before for Con Story Roulette. We've seen a lot of stuff together. I was just saying this on Twitter. I like when you guys suggest topics. Like, I would have never touched Atashinchi had it not been for someone suggesting it. And I'm like, I've never heard of this. And I'm like, oh, kind of neat. Same with Cyborg Kuro-chan. I had never heard of that until a very dedicated group of people were requesting it. And I ended up accidentally finding the dubcast. So that's what's planned. And I get to I meet Rareware people at the Cleveland Gaming Classic, so that's going to be fun. So if you're in the area or going to any of these cons, I will be there and hope to see you. And we have a lot of people on the stream.
Topics.
Yeah. What do you think of these ideas? Remember, these are ideas, not confirmations. I do write down what you guys think. So I don't know if you guys want this one. I mean, someone maybe it's brought up in the chat once or twice. Yokai Watch. just a kind of obscure amongst you guys. I want to meet you again, Blue Baron. Yeah, Yokai Watch. I do. Also, hello, DG, writing E in the chat. Ew. Why ew? Most people are like very passionately. Also, hi, John.
Yo, John. What's
Speak
up?
of the devil, John. Hello. I hope you're doing well. I'm looking forward to seeing you. I miss you. I was just talking to my dad, and I brought up, I don't even remember what it was. It was something that happened at a con, and I said you were there. Kikoriki. Yeah, that's actually been requested before. But I know the gist of it. I really just know the gist of it. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm being a smartass. I mean, I knew you guys want Yokai Watch, but I was thinking recently when I was talking on Twitter, I'm like, there are some dubs I'm surprised aren't in the top 5, or some shows or series that aren't in the top 5, and one of them was Neon Genesis Evangelion. It has like three requests.
And one of those requests was from me, I think.
Definitely.
Let me see.
I guarantee one was from you, but yeah, I'm surprised more people haven't requested this. When I made this a series, I expected this to be in the top 5. But it didn't. I don't even think it's in the top. No, it's not. It's not even in the top 10. Because it was this and one more. Just because the history of this is so nuts. Of Ava. A short asterisk series.
Yes,
true.
I did request Ava.
Yeah, I thought I saw you. Because I write down who requests what.
Yeah.
So
I finally started the Netflix dub, by the way.
Nice.
3 episodes in.
Nice. Yeah, I have no connection. I have no personal attachment to the ADV cast at all. I watched it in Japanese. But I remember all the drama that happened with the Netflix version. And when it came out, I listened to
not everyone
Shinji,
liked
and I'm
that
like,
it had a new cast.
yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I get it, because a lot of people first watched Ava dubbed. But when I heard Shinji, I'm like, ooh, that's good. Because I'd never heard Spike Spencer's take.
I thought you did. I thought you said you did, and you just didn't like it.
I might have. I just don't remember it that well. So I had no attachment to it. If I did, it was like super brief, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I did, and I'm like, eh. And I switched back to Japanese. So I didn't really have attachment to it. I like Spike Spencer. He's a funny guy. Met him one time and he was piss drunk. Good times. I think I'm gonna share that on a con story roulette. When I met him, he was super drunk. But anyways, oh, speaking of which, I want to aim for after Otakon or after Colossal East is gonna be next con story roulette. Oh yeah, he was super drunk. But anyways, that was the one time I met him too. I haven't seen him since. Anyways, the other one I expected to be in the top 5 was Ghost Stories. You know it, you love it or you hate it, depending on who you ask. It has 2 dubs, but both of them are interesting.
Yeah.
It is important. I guess you just had to be there. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of people's first anime. Yeah, just given the dub's reputation, let's say, I'm surprised more people haven't requested this. I personally really like the ADV Films dub, partially because I'm messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, that dub was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
Just
product
move
of
the
its time, but
board mover. Fine.
it's funny.
Jackass.
I actually watched the entire dub all the way through a couple years ago.
I watched it back in like 2014. Gosh. There's so much I can say about this dub. I know some people hate it. I know a lot of people love it. But God. Yeah, more people need to know the truth about Ghost Story. It's like there's that myth that goes around that it didn't do well in Japan. I know Abi and AJ have covered that. Even a bridge dub by Team 4 Star. And this is before Team 4 Star, so... Yeah, I gotta rewatch it. I remember at Halloween some years ago, I had people over and we put on Ghost Stories in the background.
Yeah.
And like we would catch something out of context and be like, wait, what? Like that one where they're in the mountains and it's like, your call could not be connected to us now. Hey, maybe if they're paid their effing phone bill.
There was one where they were talking about the weather in Houston because that's where it was recorded.
I think I remember that. So anyways, yeah, this seems like people are on board with this being interesting. Now for my wild card pick, one that nobody hit the thing and watch some Pokemon. Anyways, my wild card pick. I brought this up on my Patreon meeting, but Kunio-kun. It is an old game series. If you don't know it by Kunio-kun, then you might know it as River City Ransom, Crash in the Void Street Challenge, or Renegade, among many other things. So I think it could be really interesting because of it took on a life of its own, especially with River City Girls being a thing. Kuwabara-kun. Well, I mean, Kuwabara was designed after the stereotypical delinquent design, so it makes sense. There are those the similarities, but yeah, I think this would be super fun because there is so much to it. Yeah, I remember back in the 2000s, like sprite animations with River City Ransom characters were really common. There was one that made a music video to Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger with the main character of River City Ransom. And it was like, back then it was so cool. It was such a fun little video. It's so simple now. So, yeah, they did make a collection recently. I did see that. So yeah, Kunio-kun. And that's all I've got before we jump in. So last thing, as always, thank you for all of your support. I always appreciate it. I really do. Especially because y'all keep subscribing. And I haven't posted since March. I haven't posted a video since March. So, anyways, now we get to hanging out. Oops. That's the wrong thing. What's even there? Oh, nothing. The abyss.
What did you just push?
I pressed the hide button on the stream layout, not not the.
Ooh.
Yeah. All you see is just the void. Yaiba Samurai Legend. I don't know what that is.
It's the Blueberry brought it up before, but it's a remake of that Yaiba anime.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do recall that. But to knock it out, because people are going to ask, I saw someone asked. I did see there is a new tub of Detective Conan. It said Bang Zoom in the initial announcement, and it turned out to not be Bang Zoom. My response was just a scream.
It wasn't even from the I don't think they were even from TMS. It was a Twitter account called Anime Dub Updates, and they thought they thought it was Bang Zoom, as I'm pretty sure a lot of us thought it was.
Right.
And then of course it turned out to be a completely different dub cast in Dallas.
And only one reprisal.
Yeah, Mark Stoddard came back as Megaday, which I thought was interesting. And they also got Robert McCollum, who did bit parts on the Funimation dub, to play Ogoro Mori.
I'm surprised they didn't get our Bruce Elliott. Because he's still doing work. He's still active. So I guess I'm just a little surprised.
Nano, which has done dubs for Funimation, but this one was for like I'm pretty sure the studio was picked by TMS. Why? We don't know. We'll have to I guess we'll have to find out.
I did see Colleen was on the cast.
Yeah, I won't name the character she plays, but I know. Oh, Blue Baron already named it. My bad. But yeah, I know who. But yeah, she is in the new dub as well. So is Phil Parsons, who's done I counted 4 actors returning from the Funimation dub: Mark Stoddard, Colleen Klinkenbeard, Robert McCollum, and Phil Parsons, who did some additional voices. Now he plays another character named Inspector Shiratori.
I like Phil Parsons. I think he's a fantastic voice actor. Yeah, I haven't checked out the dub myself. I'm sure it's Santos.
You should. It is a good dub.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a listen.
On the Funimation dub, that's Eric Vale playing Shiratori / Santos.
Santos.
Or
yeah, I know Detective Conan is a popular request. It's second only to Lupin the Third. And I know more about Detective Conan than I know about Lupin, because I used to watch Detective Conan in college. I would be doing my homework and watching Detective Conan, because it was just easy to put on in the background. I used to do that when sewing, too. I would put on an anime while I was sewing, just to have something on. But, yeah. I don't know, it's like... That is to me what, Goku versus Superman and Galactus versus Unicron was to Death Battle before they covered it.
Yeah.
So, if whenever I get around to Conan, I do want to, have it be something really cool. But
yeah, it's obviously going to have to be multiple parts.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely going to be multiple parts, because there are logical breakpoints, whereas, again, I brought this up last stream with Parappa, there was no logical breakpoint. With Kinnikuman, there's no logical breakpoint, because it all intertwines. And, if I just make a video about the muscle toys, you guys won't watch it. Whereas if it's just about Ultimate Muscle, you guys would be all about it. But it all interconnects. It's all so important to each other. So, Kinnikuman's been super fun. It's been a little frustrating because of the splintered info for the muscle toys. But it's been cool to talk to people from the community. It's been cool. I got to talk to Mark Thompson. I thought that was cool. That was my first voice actor interview since Jack Murphy in 2023. So I was super stoked about it. I want to do more, but
it is what it is.
It definitely is what it is. Also, I noticed there's a top chatter thing, or a top fans thing. I was bringing that up before the stream, and I don't know how it works exactly. I see, first place is tied with Fruit Media, Blue Baron, and TPB. So it says to get points, you get you can just do super chats or whatever, and I imagine if I was like a really big VTuber, that would be something more lucrative. But I'm just me. I stream once a month, and also hello, whoever just joined. Hey, TV4Gate.
Okay.
So
I just got off VR.
Hey, well, welcome. We're just hanging out. We're just talking Detective Conan and stuff like that. Kinnikuman.
Oh, I'm not equipped for this.
No, I'm just talking about development of this video and how complicated it's been. But like, how much was this requested? I think 3 or 4 people requested it. One of them was definitely Bash.
Yeah, I requested it after it was announced. After I realized I hadn't requested it yet.
Yeah. Someone named Mikey, Slapstick Genius, Blue Baron, of course, and you, Bash, are the 4 people that requested it. Yeah, I have a lot to say about Ultimate Muscle. And I did comb... I mean, I've been listening to 4Kids Flashback for a while. I did comb through other interviews and had some nuggets of wisdom. Because when Ultimate Muscle comes up, it sounds like the people who worked on it at least remember it somewhat because of how weird it was. Because the show that is kind of a mascot for the podcast is Funky Cops. And every time it's brought up, people remember it.
One Piece.
And that's what's funny, because nobody that watched the Fox Box remembers Funky Cops because it was... As soon as it came, it left. But everyone that worked on it said how fun it was, even though it was short-lived.
I bet it was.
Because
on that note, Mark Thompson's interview, they barely brought it up.
Yeah, that's what I brought up with Mark when I emailed him. I'm like, they didn't really touch on Ultimate Muscle. I also told him about the fan base surrounding Don Krieg from One Piece, because Mark asked Steve if Don Krieg is a popular character, and Steve had to tell him no. And I'm like, wait a second. Krieg posting is one of the best parts of the One Piece community, where they'll put Don Krieg in the situations in which he's more powerful than other characters. I don't want to share any of the memes because a lot of the really good ones are huge manga spoilers for One Piece. But it's really funny. There's also some that include other East Blue characters like Captain Kuro. There was one where it was live action Kuro and he said no 10 sword style. And then you have Mihawk shouting, "Johnny and Yosuke, lend me some feats. This is base Kuro we're talking about." So it's just silly stuff like that. And I passed on a message from the head of the Discord to Mark Thompson. He was laughing. He thought it was funny that there's a fandom for it. Also, hi, John. Yeah, it'd be funny to cosplay Don Krieg someday. Dude, the Krieg Hara...
I bet it would.
Yeah, the Krieg Hara Discord server would go nuts for that. James Hampton.
Hello, James Hampton.
Don't think I've seen you before, so hello. We are just hanging out. I've got until 5:30, so I've got about an hour and 15 minutes, and then I have to get rolling. Rolling. Speaking of wrestling. Yeah, I sneak in some old wrestling references here and there in the Kinnikuman script. I want to put in more. Channel, this is the last one. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I assume you're recent. Yeah, a lot of my older videos, I still like Andy Mullins better, just because, like, Mark Thompson was good on paper. Like, you first hear it and it's really good, but then you realize he just shouts all the time. Like, it just sounds the same all the time. And that's not Mark's fault. It's just the demographic for 4Kids. Because it's the same thing for a lot of the voice cast. Like Roger, people really like the opening scene with Roger, but then it's like you get to see who Roger really is, and you realize that voice would not work for Roger otherwise.
My fortune is yours for the taking, but you'll have to find it first. I left everything I own in one case.
Yeah, and then you see Roger's backstory, which is like my favorite part of the Wano arc is Roger's final journey. Awesome. Those videos are really old now. They're not reflective of how it currently is, but I'm glad people still enjoy them. Yeah, I know people want me to revisit Shin-chan, especially with the Amazon Prime dubs and all the additional info that's out there, but definitely not focused on that right now.
You already covered the Amazon dubs.
Actually,
Super
no.
Shudo?
No, Super Shudo, but there's also all the TV specials. And Super Shudo, we didn't know a ton about back then. I assumed it was Hong Kong, but we didn't know it was Miami. But yeah, we brought up One Piece. It's the obligatory One Piece reference in the stream. We do this once a stream. It just comes up.
Tradition.
Yeah, there were more dubs. There's even more than that. There was a separate Korean English dub that I know Tanu Kid brought to my attention. But otherwise, yeah, no, there's so much more I could cover. 'Cause I could go back and do a new video and cover the Kiku subs as well, because that's how we found that lost episode. Someone had, like, their parents had all these tape recordings of Shin-chan from the Hawaiian broadcast from Kiku, and one of them was the lost episode. And it was lost because the final vignette was a preview of the upcoming movie. Yeah, the LUK dub had honor in a penis. It was more accurate to the source.
A man-to-man promise. A man-to-man promise.
Don't you understand me? No, I wish I did this full time, but I do not. I have a day job. If I didn't have a day job, Kinnikuman would be done by now. But
yeah,
Ick. I don't like my job. I don't like my job, but I can't remember a time where I did like a job that I had. Just there's always some BS with it, but I'm not here to bitch about work. Fan demand promise, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of topics I want to get to. It's just Kinnikuman alone shows just how much work goes into it, even with help. Because I have not watched the second half of Ultimate Muscle in its entirety. I just got notes from someone on the team and some highlights of like the funny stuff, the stuff worth noting, and so forth. And when I was talking to Jensen Boren, he was saying to watch the last 26 episodes because they're really good. It's the Chojin Crown arc. Because I did watch the final episode. I did watch that, the finale of Kevin Mask versus Kid Muscle, which I know is different from the manga. But good God, it's still violent. Like, they toned down the manga stuff, which is like South Park level. And they brought it down to like somewhere between a Simpsons and Family Guy level for the Japanese version of the anime. And then 4Kids, they got away with a lot, but...
Yeah. Would you pipe down? I'm studying some figures in here.
Nice and tight like a G-string on a guitar. You're always cheating on mom at backgammon. There were some really good lines. I was very impressed with the dub sense of humor.
Yeah, it was so funny.
There
wish
was
we got
one.
more of it, but
The
it is what
researcher
it is.
noted. Yeah. You were saying?
Sorry, continue.
Oh. The researcher just wrote "ouch" in the notes, and I had to see what it was. And it was Baron Maximilian at the end of the fight, landing on the side of Mount Fuji, and he just falls, and all of a sudden he hits the ground. Ouch! And it was the way it was said. I paused. I was laughing so hard. I didn't expect it to be that. So, just the way he said "ouch" was really funny. So, anyways, I have a lot of praise to give to Ultimate Muscle when I get to it. I was very impressed.
Yeah,
However, I also note I brought up to a couple streamer buddies that I was covering Kinnikuman, and they're like, I don't know what that is, and I said Ultimate Muscle, and they start. I swear to God, both of them, both times when I brought this up, they both started quoting the theme song. And said how much they loved that show on the Fox box when they were kids. And I just think that's so interesting. How many people don't know that recent Kinnikuman anime is connected to Ultimate Muscle? It's true. It does. It's the name changes make a difference.
Yeah. It is surprising.
And Kinnikuman or Ultimate Muscle is not one of those shows you first think of when you hear Foxbox. You think of Kirby, Sonic X, TMNT, like the really heavy hitter shows.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. Because the full title of Ultimate Muscle is Ultimate Muscle: The Kinnikuman Legacy. But everyone calls it Ultimate Muscle, even on the TV guides and stuff, or in the bumpers. So they don't say the Kinnikuman Legacy part. They just say Ultimate Muscle. Yeah, exactly. It's small
Even the
print.
theme song.
Yeah, they say that the
Just
name of the show.
Ultimate Muscle.
Yeah, the theme song goes hard, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
but
known
in
as
my
Ultimate
opinion,
Muscle.
Hustle Muscle goes harder.
I do like Hustle Muscle a lot. But my favorite Kinnikuman opening of all time is Kinnikuman Go Fight.
Yeah, that is a good opening.
That's a classic.
Yeah.
I did hear the new version of that for the new anime.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Voice actor Mamoru Miyano.
Yeah, I think he does a good job. I watched a little teensy bit of the new anime. I was impressed with the animation quality and the voice actors. I thought it was pretty good. It's not the same as Akira Kamiya and all the classics, but I liked it. I liked it.
でのつぱりは嫌んですよ。
I love Kamiya's voice so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's such a
I have
distinct
complaints about the anime in so much that it feels very inaccessible to people who know nothing about Kinnikuman beyond Ultimate Muscle, because the episode 0 just zips through a crap ton of information. And if you don't know Kinnikuman, you're just left scratching your head like, what the hell did I just watch?
Yeah, sleeping Ogoro.
Yeah, that's where I first heard Kamiya, was Detective.
私、名探偵の森Kogoro desu. How was that?
That was good. That was
Japanese
good.
or-
That's very much his mannerisms.
Huh.
Got that gruff voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Practicing that a lot.
he's such a great voice actor. And Sailor Moon Professor Tomoe.
Professor
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched much of Sailor Moon beyond what was on Toonami way back when. And I remember when the new dub, first came out 11 years ago. And like on Hulu, they had this watch party going on with some of the voice actors there. And they showed like the first handful of episodes, and I was impressed with the new dub. Right? 2014 was 11 years ago. Ugh.
We're old.
That hurts to say. Ugh, I was in college when I was watching that. It was a cool live stream. I wonder if it's saved anywhere. That was a fun time. Oof. And I know Sailor Moon is another popular request, but I'm just like, I'm trying to be careful with that one because Toei. But we'll see whenever I get to it. Project Moon. I won't call it that, but I try not to be too obvious with the names. Hence why, Project Red and Project Bill.
The brother man Bill is the brother. It's the man with the brother man Bill skills.
John, you remember when I used to play that song all the time. I once sang that at con. Actually, a couple times I sang that at con karaoke back when cell phones had aux jacks. Aux inserts also. Hey, back with pizza. Where did you get pizza? I have a newer Galaxy, and yeah, they got rid of them. They got rid of the aux ports. Oh wait, oop.
And I think I heard that the guy that made that Brother Man Bill song is dead or something.
Yeah, terrible Tim. He passed some time ago. Yeah,
Tim.
He was a little bit of a nut with conspiracy stuff, but Brother Man Bill is a banger. Little Caesars, okay. Yeah. Never forget the Brother Man. I was watching Bobobo in the Toei stream and they had flip phones. Yeah, that's part of why I love in Persona 3 Reload. For as many complaints as I have with it, they still have the old cell phones. Oh, in Tennessee, okay. Yeah, there's Little Caesars up here too, but I don't usually go to it. I usually go to like local pizza places. Like, I'm trying to think of what we have. I mean, Mikey's Late Night Slice is one of the favorites here in Columbus. Every time I go to a con at the Greater Columbus Convention Center, Mikey's Late Night Slice comes up at least one time. It's so good. If you guys come to Columbus, go to Mikey's Late Night Slice. So good. But like, there's so many pizza places, Chinese places, Mexican places. Ugh. I love food here. No, going back to the flip phone thing, that's part of why I loved going back and playing, I hadn't played it until 2021, Persona 4 Golden. And the big screen TVs were expensive, and everyone had a flip phone. Yeah, Dirty Frank's, the hot dog place.
Almost a 30-year gap. Almost a 30-year gap between that and the Japanese version. Yeah, but if you're talking about the dubbed version, between that one and the old dub, the Funimation dub, it's more like 21 years. The Funimation dub is like about as old as me. Yeah, actually.
I just got sent a funny meme. Flip phone talk. Oh my god, the N-Gage. The last episode of the Kikoriki 4Kids dub never aired in America. Damn, that's nuts. I remember the N-Gage and how people memed on it back then. It was not a good product. Yeah, Sonic
I'm like
N.
19 days older than the Funimation dub of Detective Conan. It's
Good
fucking
lord.
crazy.
Good lord. I didn't watch it on TV. I was watching Adult Swim around that time, but I never caught Detective Conan.
I think didn't that air in the middle of the night or something, or no?
Are you implying I wasn't staying up late as a middle schooler? I was up till during the summer
5:30
break.
a.m. death slot.
Oh gosh, when I was in middle school during summer break, I'd be up till like 3 in the morning. Oh, 12:30 a.m. Yeah, I was watching Adult Swim stuff around that time. I'm surprised I never caught it. Then again, I'm like watching out for like Family Guy.
It first aired on May 24th, 2020. No, 2004. I'm in 2004.
Oh god, the Gizmondo, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Kind of aired at the 5:30 a.m. death slot. Jeez. Yeah, I didn't really watch a ton of anime that wasn't like Digimon or Mega Man. Stadia, Google Stadia. Oh, the Ouya. I just watched a Brent there. It comes up every time there's a new console launch. The Brentalfloss song "Don't Ever Buy a Console at Launch" that's styled after Schoolhouse Rock, and the Ouya got referenced. And I saw when that video was uploaded, that was a brand new topic. I remember when the Kickstarter launched and it getting funded like immediately, and then it came out and was a piece of garbage. Want Out of Supervision. I can't say I know that one. Yeah, there are so many failed consoles that just don't get talked about. I mean, everyone knows the Wii U. Everyone knows about the Wii U. I loved the Wii U. Also, hello, Xavier. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Xavier.
I still have my Wii U. I streamed Smash Brothers last year, and we had a great time with Smash for Wii U. Merle guy brought in an Ouya in college. I'll be honest, the Kickstarter for it looked really cool. I just didn't have money. I was a broke college student.
Hello, everyone.
Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Xavier.
Hey, Bash.
You're doing well.
Hey, Hal. So everything's going fine. I just got back from work and shop at HEB. I wanted to come by here, but I was thwarted by things beyond my control.
Oof.
And also Central Texas is dealing with a deadly flood.
Yeah, I saw there was flooding going on.
We're getting some rain in my area as well.
Oof. Yeah,
safe out
sad
there.
to see.
But of course, overall, it's all good. I was demoralized, but still, I'm just fortunate to have gone by.
Yeah, I'm glad you're safe.
Yeah.
Thanks. So what were y'all talking about?
Failed game consoles. Remember the Ouya? That Kickstarter console? Ouya?
I've never done the Ouya before.
Yeah, I remember when the Kickstarter happened, and like some of my friends pitched into it, and like it felt like the entire internet was excited about this, and then it came out. Because that was the case for Mighty Number 9 as well. The Kickstarter came out, everyone was really excited about it because Mega Man was essentially dead. And then development got worse and worse, and they ran a second Kickstarter, and it turned out everything was being done ass backwards, and we got the game that had $1 million+ behind it from Kickstarter, and didn't look like it. I didn't hate Mighty Number 9. I played it last year. I didn't hate it. I've certainly played worse games, but you wouldn't know that it was funded by 2 Kickstarters. Actually, Wally, no, sorry, not Wally. I think Mick, I think Mick Wingert was in that. I want to say he was.
Huh.
It had a pretty stacked voice cast. Yeah, he was Aviator, the best character in the game. I loved Aviator. His stage theme was the best song in the game. Anime of Prom Night. I have referenced Mighty Number 9 in 2 videos. Parappa and Tama and Friends. Because you had that guy saying, I haven't felt this rejected since my high school prom. And I'm like, dude, it's like Mighty Number 9.
I don't remember the Mighty Number 9 reference in Tom. I need to go back.
After he said that, I zoomed in, paused, and put a picture of Beck, and I put the bruh sound. Oh my gosh. Hey, Kamen Rider. Better than Sid the Dummy. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's better that I don't. Yeah, it's just because it was relevant to the story of Project Rap Rabbit, because that was like hot on the heels of Yooka-Laylee and Mighty Number 9. And just the fact that they had nothing to show. Also, I forgot to charge my phone. Let me do that right now. I'm at 38% charge. Yeah, I didn't hate Mighty Number 9. I feel like a sequel would have ironed out a lot of the kinks with it. I've played way worse games. It's just when it came out, a lot of people knew about the Kickstarter drama, and that affected the ratings. Bad restaurant experience? Yes. Yes, I was just talking about this with someone. I went to a Red Robin in Central Ohio 2 times with different people. Both times, the service was miserable. It was really bad. But
Red Robin, yuck.
Man, the one at Tuttle Crossing closed up in Dublin. I was kind of sad because now it's just empty. You had all the Red Robin decoration kind of going on, and there's just no sign. I went once for a team outing at work. Yeah, I like Red Robin. Yeah, Mighty Number 9. Nobody's requested Mighty Number 9 before, but I think it would be really funny. I think I want to cover Mega Man first, though. I want to cover Mega Man first.
Yeah.
Because that ties into it.
Approach thing.
Yeah. Covering Mega Man would be super fun. I do get to talk about Mega Man in the Kinnikuman video. Because of the muscle toys.
Muscle toys.
I bought all of them except for the Yellow Devil pack. One of them I got was a duplicate that was damaged in the mail, so I'm just gonna open that and show that off. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I gotta get to filming soon.
The Kinnikuman video is gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be a blast. There's just so much to talk about. I also have I have an unfiltered reaction of one of my high school friends reacting to Dick Van Dyke in the GameCube game.
Oh yeah.
He's like, there's a character named Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke.
Sid the Dummy is a funny bad game that Rare has covered. Motion controls. Oh god. Yeah, Muscle Man and Terry Bull.
Muscle Man and Terry Bull.
Sunshine is really good in the GameCube game, I found out.
I wonder what the Muscle era dub of Kinnikuman would look like if that ever happened.
Same. I would love to peer into another reality in which that happens, but I actually do have a lot to say about that era of the toy market. There's so, like I said, there's so much you guys are probably going to learn from this video. I just feel like it's interesting in both the Muscle and Ultimate Muscle era. Just different things surrounding it that I thought were just fascinating. Yeah, I had fun looking at the illustrations for the American promotional material, just how dopey it looked. And like Buffalo Man was blind and Kinnikuman had like this purple suit on. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of interesting things to talk about. None the least being the poster figures and the non-poster figures and the science that's behind the fandom surrounding Muscle, which is still around. People still collect the toys. Henceforth, it was expensive to produce this video because I have a lot of these little bastards sitting next to me.
Money, money, money is all you need. Dread Fox, probably.
I do think they're funny little toys. Tex Avery. Oh yeah, Wacky World of Tex Avery. Oh, they were found. Interesting.
I didn't even know they were lost.
I think someone brought it up on a previous stream because I remember that on UPN way back in the 90s. It's like, I watched a couple episodes, like, it is like the most mid-cartoon. I've seen worse, but also, I know Tex Avery's name being attached to it is controversial. I think it was like his daughter just needed the money. So they let the animators use it.
I haven't seen it.
I have never. It's funny. I was just saying. I know nothing about it other than the name and the fact 4Kids had it. Oh yeah, I called up Muscle Toys little bastards more than once. Yeah, it is like if you took the amalgamation of every slapstick 90s cartoon and just made an average. That's Tex Avery. It's Animaniacs with none of the charm, is kind of what I gathered from watching it. I didn't mind it as a kid, but when I watched it, I was just waiting for Pokemon to come on.
Watch what? Tex Avery?
Wacky World of Tex Avery, because that was on UPN as well. Mega Babies, can't say I know what that is. It's better than Alan Gregory.
What?
You guys should have been on the stream on last Saturday, when I was bitching about that show and how awful it was. It's like one of, if not the worst cartoon I've ever seen. And the way I described it is the main character is a douchebag with no punchline.
It's the Nutsack.
At least the Nutsack has a funny opening. That's like what it has going for it.
It's the Nutsack.
Pre-streaming cartoons, we watched what we had. It's true, though.
Yeah.
At least we had cable, and we could watch Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and whatever. Because, yeah, I loved, Hey Arnold, Doug, SpongeBob, Rugrats, so many good shows. Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo. So many good shows back then.
Oh, mama!
I actually just found out Johnny Bravo had a PS2 game that only came out in Europe and I assume it's because it kind of sucks. It's this kind of shitty Mario Party kind of game. I don't remember who I watched play it, but yeah, it didn't look fun at all. Like a Johnny Bravo party game on paper. Ultimate Nutsack.
Ultimate Nutsack.
Sounds like a Siva Gunner rip. I was watching the PS2 Johnny Bravo game. It didn't look fun at all. It had the original voice actors in it, so at least it had that. But otherwise, yeah, it just looked miserable.
Didn't Johnny Bravo get a TV movie where he went to India?
Yes, he did. In fact, I seen it some years ago.
Cartoon Review, that's what it was. That's who played it. That's who I watched. Yeah. I don't know, maybe if I can get the game running totally legally on my PlayStation 2, I can rope somebody into into playing with me. I'm looking into getting a hard drive for my PS2, and I could just load games onto it. I'm looking into that.
The interesting thing here with Johnny Bravo Goes to Bollywood, it's never been aired in our country because it's being aired across cartoon channels around the world.
Huh. Guess that's why I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it is very suspect. Very suspect.
It sounds like it. Retro pals.
You guys remember her meme where Johnny Bravo, meme with Johnny Bravo and a character and Charlie from Hazbin Hotel? Is it off? Hey, give me a minute. Let me see if I can find it.
Wait! Is that the edit of the infamous music video? Yes! That was
Mama
so
warned me about
good!
women like you. I was hoping she was right.
I was dying laughing at that. I remember when, like...
That was so funny.
That got leaked. And all the memes that came out about it, and the YouTube mirrors that would have to censor the end. I remember one cut to a Team Fortress 2 music video of In the End. Dude, the memes of that were so fire. Oh my gosh. At first I'm like, what are you talking about? And then it clicked. I'm like, oh god, that's right. Oh man. Just shit you forget about. Because what was that, last year? 2 years ago?
Yeah, last year. It was sometime in March.
Yeah, I remember because that was around the time I got my GameCube modded. That's how I remember that. You know, the Powerpuff Girls Z-dub. Did you link to it in the memes chat? Yes.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pin that. Because I've seen it, and yes. Pin-worthy. There we go. Our newest pinned meme on my Discord server, which you can join, by the way, if you join on Patreon.
Or sub on Twitch.
Yeah, because most people don't know they have a free Prime sub they can use. Cough, cough. Maybe you can go check on Twitch. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. You know what though? That song he used was a banger. Hideaway. I've got that on my 2024 playlist.
Hide away from me. Hide away from me. Hide away, or you lose.
I have a memories playlist for every year, and on the 2024 list is Hideaway. That's one of them. The merch to drop. Oh, interesting. What's the merch? Because I don't stay in the loop on Doraemon unless someone tells me about it.
Round and round and round we go.
Shoes and shirts. Okay, cool.
Control. Right now we're invincible.
That's very, very cool. That there's new Doraemon stuff, even though the content has kind of run dry. Last thing we really got was Stand By Me Doraemon 2. Hearing Beyblade as a kid, it was a thing. I was getting out of that kind of stuff around the time Beyblade came out. So I have like a cursory knowledge of Beyblade, but I never partook in it myself. I remember some of my friends in middle school having Beyblades. I remember the ads, let it rip! Fun Yummy Buns again. There's a Japanese market here in Columbus that sells dorayaki. They sold Doraemon ones once upon a time, and I don't think they do anymore, but they still sell them. They still sell dorayaki itself with just generic packaging, but I have to go back. I just stopped going because the connecting restaurant just got new management and all of a sudden went from being super yummy to sucking. But the store is owned by somebody else. I remember when Bakugan replaced One Piece on Toonami and forums mad and they removed it quick. Interesting, I didn't know that. There's so much lore lost to time that was on forums. Y'all don't even know. Back in the 2000s, early 2000s, late 2000s, early 2010s, when I started going to cons, we didn't use Facebook. We used forums to keep track of everything. And they're all gone now. And it feels on one hand so much more primitive, but on the other hand so much more helpful. Because on Discord things can get lost, whereas on forums you have all the dedicated topics and stuff. But I digress. So much is lost to time because forums go missing. So I always love when I can stumble across a forum. Because like the Kinnikuman forum, that's still up. That's still active, and it's how I found out a lot of info about Ultimate Muscle. Forums are beautiful. Same for Full Metal Alchemist. When I did that video, I found an ancient forum that hadn't been used in a long time. And there were tons of people talking about Full Metal Alchemist back when it was coming out, the 2003 anime. And it was so cool. Because I was looking through the posts and people had their age in their bio. And when they posted, they were 23 and now they're in their 40s. And it was just weird to think about. The same thing when I pull up old con stories from 1999, back when having a website was really cool. People would write about their con experience, and I'm like, this person is now in their 40s. And probably forgot all about this. Had a big popularity, but not so much with Kinnikuman. Yeah. Dragon Ball Z was kind of extremely fortunate, because Dragon Ball did so poorly twice, and then Z just took off.
Yeah. Z's much more action-packed.
And you don't necessarily had to have seen the Dragon Ball stuff. It helps give context, but you don't have to have seen it. Whereas I feel with Perfect Origin Arc Kinnikuman, you have to have seen the old stuff. Whereas with Ultimate Muscle, you don't, because one thing I praised in my script about Ultimate Muscle is it gives you a ton of context about who a character is, why they're important, what happened in the past. I really liked that. Like with Maxman or the Pumpinator. He is the grandson of Sneegator, aka the Claw from the Muscle Toys. And they give you kind of like a 30-second blurb about who that is. I was impressed. Yeah, you can't help but wonder, when you see one of those old forum posts, you're like, where is this person now? What are they doing?
Yeah.
It's
that with
funny.
A lot of dub. That was some dubs as well, because like you got the Monster Island dubbed and one of the actresses in that is a Disney. Went on to write for Disney.
Wow.
Yeah, I talked about that on stream a few months ago. So the voice of Kaori Makimura in City Hunter.
Oh,
The
yeah,
City Hunter
City
movies
Hunter,
they did.
yes.
That was Pamela Ribbon,
Oh, okay.
and she wrote
Shockodile.
Moana, and Ralph Breaks the Internet. Playing Snow White in the latter.
Yeah, a lot of names were changed for trademark reasons. Blue Baron. I always remember Inuyasha. Kagome first voice left anime dub. Oh, I think you meant dubbing for good. I was reading that as King. And I was like, wait, what? No, it's a typo. Interesting. Gosh, I would catch Inuyasha every once in a great while. But I know...
What were you saying, Xavier?
Oh, so Monica, if I'm saying the name correctly, is residing in the United States today.
Who?
The
Monica
original
who?
Kagome.
Oh.
Oh!
Yes, according to Trevor Duvall, she is residing in the United States today.
Oh. One
Yeah,
has
I
to wonder
think
how
I've
much
heard
anime
about that.
/ cartoons exist whose few
Yeah,
online mentions are
Kira
ancient
Tozer
forum posts.
As Kira Tozer, who took over for Kagome in Inuyasha, the final act, and Yashahime. I think Kagome is her only anime role,
Huh.
if I recall correctly.
Well, Monica also did voice Laura in Hamtaro.
No, not Monica. Kira Tozer, who took over for Monica. I read about it on TV Tropes.
Huh.
Monica did go on to express support for Kira, and even putting clips of the show of the final act on her Instagram.
Oh, neat.
Huh. Nice.
Wow. Yeah, it is just so sad because the Internet Archive cannot archive a lot of forums because you had to be logged in to look at them. Early anime stuff, yes, on Google Groups. That's where I look. That's how I found the Osomatsu info, and that's how I found, gosh, so much info on old stuff. There's stuff coming up. I don't want to say what it is, but I found info about it through the old Usenet news groups. It is so interesting. I even bring it up in the Kinnikuman video. It's in the script. I talk about how much it was talked about on Google Groups, which was not a lot. It was all muscle. Not even a Wikipedia page in any language, nor IMDb, just forum posts. Yeah. And think about how much forum drama is lost to time, or like early opinions about something are lost to time. When I was doing research on Ultimate Muscle, I saw 4Kids had their own forums, and I can't look at them. I can see what the topics were on certain archives of the website, but I can't click on it and read it because like there was a One Piece forum.
It requires you to log in.
Mm-hmm. I assume that's what it was, or it was just it prevented robots from crawling the forum. I don't know what the case would be, but yeah, possibly. I mean, it was in the title, quote unquote. I mean, when they were gonna dub the original anime, they did call it Kinnikuman: The Ultimate Muscle. And then obviously plans fell through on that. I did ask Mark about it.
And as far as he knew, that never got off the ground beyond what we've seen. So based on everything I've heard in like 4Kids flashback and, you know, when I talked to Mark, it sounds like that they put an end to that pretty freaking quick. Just disgruntled fans of the sub. I did see people talk about like who their favorite characters were, but I assume a lot of it was people complaining about the dub. The Arlong Park boards still have the 4Kids days. Like the Alabasta disaster, as they called it, when people were keeping up with the dub and talking about it. Hey, Pedro! Alright, we are at the final 30 minutes of the stream. At the bottom of the hour, I have to go. So, just a heads up. What long unheard of cartoons and video games were mentioned on long gone forums? I've seen snippets of forums of posts that give insight to something and are gone now. I can't say what I'm alluding, but there was something I thought was super interesting that a voice actor brought up on a forum post a long time ago, and when he was asked about it recently, he has no recollection of it. It was so long ago. Golly. No.
Basically, it's up to... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So basically, it's up to us who are now more internet savvy, in this stage, to do what we can to help keep up, to uncover more truths or what have you of the past.
Yeah. Trying to get the full picture together and preserve history. That's why it's part of why I love talking to voice actors and getting their story, if it's not already out there, or at least their stories about certain projects, because not to be morbid, but once they're gone, they're gone. They take their stories with them. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and apparently, if my internet searches are to be believed, the thread in which Chuck Parris had commented on the Arlong Park is apparently no longer existent, only just in archives.
I remember that thread.
Really?
Because
when
I was doing my One Piece According to 4Kids panel, I brought up the forum posts. Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh, no, I was so into One Piece and just researching the dubs of it way back in 2012. I know it doesn't sound like that long ago, but you know, watch the Rose of Versailles.
Oh,
I just brought up the Rose of Versailles because I'm in a little friend group who watches anime together. And someone was asking, we started watching Berserk 97, and someone was asking why Griffith looks so feminine, and I believe it's because his art style, or the style of his character, was based on Rose of Versailles.
I think Did You Know Anime brought that up.
Yeah, and that answered everything. It's funny, I pitched Berserk, because you can pitch an anime, and you have 2 minutes to give your speech. They'll show a trailer. You have 2 minutes to make your case as to why we should watch it, and then move on to the next person. Blah blah blah. I gave this really impassioned speech about watching Berserk, and people were so interested in it. It shattered the record of most votes. Like, I'm just blown away. And yeah, we watched episode 1. People loved it. Episodes 2 and 3 are slower but still interesting, and we were kind of making commentary on it. And
97 anime, right?
Yeah.
Not 2016?
Yeah, 97. And I was advised by one of the few people in the group who has seen it in its entirety to watch the final part of the third movie to bring the picture fully together as to what happens at the end because it just kind of jump cuts. We went past like 4 different internet eras by now, right? We really have. Gosh.
Yeah, I haven't seen Berserk yet, but if I ever do, I'd watch the 97 anime, then the movies, and then the 2016 anime, and then the Memorial Edition.
Yeah.
Speaking of Memorial Edition, which episodes cover which movies of the Memorial Edition? I know about the 97 anime, but what about the Memorial Edition?
Well, there's also additional content like the bonfire.
I know,
and Guts' declaration
I know,
of
but
war.
like,
I would have to look.
but like,
I'd have to
what?
look which one corresponds to which.
Okay.
But off the top of my head, I don't know.
Ah.
But I do really enjoy the movies. But 97 is such a good way to get into Berserk, especially because episode 1 covers a very small fraction of the Black Swordsman arc. It is modified too. Like instead of the Count, you have the Snake Baron taking his place. But I digress. That's getting into really specifics. But it is a really cool opening. Guts is based on Gaara from Bastard. I believe it. No, they're really liking Berserk so far. I'm like, thank God. Because, yeah, the other thing is, like, we'll watch one episode and we ask everyone, do you want to keep watching? And everyone enthusiastically said, yeah, I want to keep watching this. So we watched episodes 1 through 3. We haven't... Outside of episode 1, we haven't gotten into like the crazy fantasy stuff. It's been mostly set up of Guts meeting Griffith and so on and so forth. Episode 4 is where we get into the Gambino backstory, and episode 6 is where we meet Nosferatu Zod, which I'm excited about because that's a really good moment. I love Zod so much. He's such a cool character.
Are you guys watching the dub or the subbed version?
We are watching the dub. That was upon one of my friends' recommendations. Because I watched it subbed when I watched it. I've seen bits and pieces of the dub plus the outtakes. We will watch the outtakes. I insisted on it. But yeah, I get to gush about J. David Brimmer and how much I love him. And his voice is amazing. Like, even just listening to him in the 4Kids flashback interview, his voice is just so good. He just sounds cool just talking. I forgot that was getting an anime. I read the first volume of the manga ages ago and thought it was really funny, but never did buy the rest of the volumes. Rooster Fighter. I wonder how that'll do. Just one of those things, like, you kind of never know. Oh, gosh. I loved his voice in the original anime, in the Japanese version. The original cast was so good. I was so bummed when everyone got replaced. It's like, they're good, but it just ain't the same. Nobutoshi Kana is my Guts. Damn it. I'm meeting him at Otakon. He's going to Otakon, and I'm going to have him sign my Berserk Blu-ray.
Oh, I didn't realize you were talking.
Yeah, I'm... Otakon's going to be so fun. I hope to see people
only
there.
I could afford to go.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's a big con. It's expensive as hell. Oh, I'm so excited. Otakon is so fun. Golly. Nah, I'm looking forward to continuing Berserk. I'm also watching One Piece with 2 people in the group, one of whom is completely caught up with the manga, and one who is somehow completely spoiler-free, other than some character names that pop up later. Oh god, conventions have changed to various degrees. Like, you don't get free autographs anymore. way back when you would get 2 free autographs and 1 free picture. Now you pay for everything.
Money, money, money is all you need.
Because people would resell shit. And now you can't even do VIP events like Matsuri-Con. I brought this up last stream. They can't do those anymore. They can't do the guest get-togethers because of how the contracts are written. So they didn't tell us that until the freaking day of the con. That, oh yeah, we're not doing a guest meet and greet. You could just get 15 minutes early to the dealer's room. It's the best we could do. And I'm like, I would have been more okay with that if you told us that a month ago. But I digress. I don't go to Matsuri-Con anymore. Bless them. I wish them the best, but I'm not... The con has just become worse and worse, in my opinion, since COVID. It saddens me. That was my first con. 2009 Matsuri-Con at the Holiday Inn in Worthington that doesn't exist anymore. It was a teeny tiny con. And I went and I thought it was a magical place. I'm just like, where has this been all my life? But I was very young. I was still in high school. So, yeah. But I digress. I could go on and on about how conventions have changed. Cosplay has changed because now it's easier than ever to just buy a cosplay. That's not a bad thing. I am not saying that's a bad thing. It has changed the vibe of the atmosphere. Because if you look at photos from 20 plus years ago of people cosplaying, they made that. They either thrifted it or they made it or both. And you could tell the passion that went into it. Yeah, just the past 10 years. Yeah, because like I said, it's easier than ever. Back when I was just starting college, I wanted to get a Chie jacket and I couldn't. There was like a promotional one, I think, and it was super expensive. Now I could just go on Amazon and buy one. I didn't know how to sew, so I didn't have the money to anyway, so. Yeah, I could go on and on because I've been going to cons since 2009. So it went from tiny hotels to these big venues. Gosh, how did someone describe it? There was something... I think someone described it as like you could smell the stained hotel floors in those old con pictures. Something like that. Oh man, but yeah, John knows what I'm talking about. Hell Teacher, Jigoku Sensei Nube, I have not. Yeah, cosplay has changed a ton. Like, we're talking... People still make their own cosplays, duh. But you don't see it as often now. Like, I found a cosplay gathering from, like, OhioCon 2002, 2003. It was a Mega Man group, and they made all their cosplays, and it was super cool. I would have lost my freaking mind if I saw that, if I went to that con that year at the age I was when that happened. Yeah, it used to be primarily for the fun of it. Now everyone's trying to make a career out of it. Yeah, you got like the clout chasers, the TikTok, all that stuff. Like, you got like local fame when you did it way back when. You were doing it for the love of it, like strictly for the love of it, really. Like, I'm not saying people still don't. That's not the case. People still do it for the love of it. It's fun. It's a fun craft. It's fun to learn. Hohenheim was my first big cosplay I did myself. I got help, people who know better than me, but there was a lot that went into it. I bought the materials, I learned how to airbrush, I learned how to craft the homunculus. It was a lot of fun. Haruko was my second big project. Old cosplay forums and pictures can be wild. I know, right? It was such a different vibe. Like, even just back in 2011, it was so different. because I had just gotten a smartphone right before. Brace yourselves for anyone who's in Central Ohio. Anime Punch 2011. I had just gotten an iPhone. So I suddenly went from having to carry a cell phone and a digital camera, or a 3DS, because I'd done that. What the hell con was it? I had a 3DS I was using to take pictures. I think it was 2012. I don't know why I just was. Oh yeah, that was your first year, yeah. I miss the era of cons just being a fun place to chill and meet people. It's true, it was. That's how I met Magitech Omega. MatsuriCon 2010, it was at the Doubletree in Worthington. For those who don't know where Worthington is, because I assume that's most of you, that is like north of Columbus. It's like the north end of Columbus. It's not like a super big town or anything, but if you say what it is, people from the area will know what you're talking about. But anyways, we just kept running into each other, and we got to talking. He was cosplaying Waluigi, and we added each other on Facebook, and the rest is history.
Man, Luigi time!
Oh, he's not cosplayed Waluigi since, by the way, as far as I'm aware. Some of the smaller anime/foreign... Yeah! Because, yeah, they used to be at those cons. Golly. Because, like, the closest thing now is, like, Discotheque. Because I see them at so many cons. Mostly Otakon. But it's always fun to say hello to Justin. Yeah, Waluigi time. I don't know. I gotta have Magitech on one of these Con Story Roulette streams. He was there for a lot of the stuff I have to talk about in the early 2010s. Remember when Funimation used to have booths at cons? Yes, I have a bag. I have a plastic bag somewhere from their booth, from something I bought at their booth. I gotta find that. I have a Crunchyroll one too, from like 2016. Yeah. Anime Expo, Otakon, the really big cons. I don't know about Anime Village and Anime Crash. Those I can't speak to. But I do. 2010s wasn't as good as the 2000s. 2009 at the Holiday Inn in Worthington. That was such a tiny con.
It's crazy to say Funimation is old news now.
Right?
Yeah, it is. Crazy.
F.
And merger.
Yeah, the merger. Yep. The buyout, the merger, all that stuff. I didn't know any anime voice actors really, so I didn't go seek them out. Who the hell was even... Here, I'm looking this up. Who was at MatsuriCon 2009? Let's find out. MatsuriCon 2009. This is a Christmas song. Switching that. Sorry, talking about the stream. MatsuriCon 2009 info. Who was there? Oh, gosh. Robert Axelrod. Rest in peace. Damn.
Yeah.
Trevor Duvall. We were just talking about him. Caitlin Glass. Kyle A. Bear.
Steve Horton, Chris Hawk.
No need for Bushido. Tristan McAvery.
Tristan McAvery, Gendo from Ava.
Oh. Xenogenesis. Oh, Stephanie Young. Like, if you threw those names at me back in 2009, I wouldn't know who the hell you were talking about. Yeah, Genya and Media Blasters. I do know those. For sure. Gosh, that's part of why I love running Con Story Roulette. I can pull out stories from 2009, 2010, 2011, and like show the kind of the vibe back then. Because I think 2013 was the last time Colossal Con didn't feel like a Colossal Con. It felt like you could get parking relatively reasonably. Because, yeah, like 2015, I remember I was there with Brad, who is kind of a become an audience favorite on the streams because of all the stories I have of Brad. I want to hug that man. I miss him. I mean, they kind of do use newer people here and there.
Yeah.
I can't speak to how true that is, though. But, yeah, gosh. And it wasn't until 2012 I really started to know actors by name. Like 2011, 2012, because I was into One Piece. So I started getting to know J. Michael Tatum and Colleen Klinkenbeard and all these different names. Hoska Home Video Productions. Oh, okay. Just, yeah, it used to be so different. I remember too, autograph sessions used to not take so long. Unless it was like a ginormous name, you could get an autograph in like 30 minutes. And usually, I don't know if places still do this, but usually when there was a session, you would be meeting 2 people at the same time, like back to back. Because OhioCon 2015, I wanted to meet Jerry Jewell. And right before him in line was David Matranga. This is before My Hero Academia. So like he wasn't super well known. He was known, but not like he is now with My Hero and stuff. But he was super nice. I met him, and then I met Jerry Jewell like immediately after. But that's how it used to be for a lot of stuff. It wasn't always that way. Urban Vision, I remember that. No, I don't want to tell the story yet. Shoot. I gotta save my story about Spike Spencer, but I remember Kyle A. Bear at OhioCon 2013. And the other thing you could do is you could get voice actors to record stuff using a voice for free. The person in front of me in line had Kyle A. Bear in the Dragon Ball Z announcer voice read the entire back of Dragon Ball Evolution DVD cover.
Ooh.
Oh, you just run to actors in the hall and they'd be happy to take a photo with you. Yeah, Justin Cook. That's how I met Scott McNeil the first time. He was just hanging out in the hallway.
Didn't you get to talk to him in the elevator one time?
Oh my god, yes. That was so funny. Because he just came on because he was going back to the con from his hotel room, and he just, all of a sudden, there he is, Scott McNeil, walking into a crowded elevator, and it was the Hyatt elevator, which takes forever. So that made it even funnier, because we were stuck in the goddamn elevator with Scott McNeil. He was funny the whole time. Michael Citron-Nicholas entered in contact with behind the voice actor. Yes, I did see that, because that was thanks to 4Kids Flashback, actually. They've been helping fill in the blanks. Yeah, voice actors used to just be able to do that, and they can't anymore. You have to pay for it, or they're just not allowed to do it. God, what a time that was! Yeah, it's just, yeah, anime is now super mainstream, and it's way more restrictive with what actors can do. I mean, good for them. They're making that bag on autographs. I know at least J. Michael Tatum has said that was a huge part of income, at least around the time of before COVID, was just convention going. It did feel so personal. And I remember back in 2015, I met Dino Andrade. He was at OhioCon 2015. He had nobody at his booth, so me and some friends went up and just talked to him. We were chatting with him. He was super chill, super nice, and I got to know him, and like we kind of had a connection with what we were talking about. We didn't know how good we had it. It's true. It's true. And then I met him the following year, and I was in a different cosplay, and I said who I was, and he remembered me and gave me a hug. He is so nice. I have not seen him since. more personal connections with lesser known / underrated VAs. Yeah. Speaking of 4Kids Flashback, when Matsuri-Con had their mixer in 2016, nobody was talking to Tara Sands, so I was in the corner talking to her for like 30 minutes. So, yeah. It's just how it was. It was fun. Mid-2000s was when anime was starting to get super cool. It depends on who you ask, because, I mean, there were specific shows like Cowboy Bebop and Naruto and Bleach that were quote-unquote super cool, but it was very much still a nerd thing. Let's not kid ourselves. Underrated ones remember me. That's funny. I'm sure some would remember me, but I don't know. I have fun going. I feel like the mid to late 2010s is when it started blowing up. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with that. Yeah, we were just chilling. We were talking about 4Kids, and it's funny because part of why she made 4Kids Flashback was because of what I was talking about, because it was PirateCon that year, and people were crediting her as young Luffy. And she's like, did I play that? And we later confirmed, no, she did not. And she wants to clear up misconceptions with 4Kids Flashback, and we have. Michael Zertodeklis was Lucky Roo. Kevin Kolak was Mr. 3. We don't know who played Mr. 2.
Wait, I thought Kevin was Mr. 2.
Nope, that was a miscredit. He confirmed it himself on the 4Kids Flashback.
Oh.
He confirmed he was Mr. 3, though. That was long thought to be Tom Sorata. It was not. Yeah, I don't know, because that was back when people were doing wild mass guesses as to who voiced whom on shows like One Piece. So there's been a ton of miscredits over the years. Yeah, Mr. 2 Mystery, yeah. We do not know. Chris Calais doesn't remember. Kevin Kolak certainly doesn't know, other than the fact it wasn't him. Yeah. Also, there was clarification. He did voice Knuckle Joe at one point, but he was not the original voice of Knuckle Joe in the anime. I think young Luke. Yeah, that was Erica. Oh, what's his face? Who was the first? Who was the first voice of Knuckle Joe? Tip of my tongue. The guy behind the original Pokemon podcast, Michael Hagney. Michael Hagney. That's who Kevin said was the original Knuckle Joe in the Kirby anime.
That's.
Yeah, I remember the brothers flub miscredit for a while in the two main characters. I'm afraid I don't know what that is. Yeah, Michael Hagney. Who I liked listening to his original Pokemon podcast. He doesn't really do it. He hasn't done it in a while. But yeah. No, a lot of mysteries are being solved with One Piece and other 4Kids shows with the 4Kids Flashback podcast. And I find that super interesting. Yeah. Because some actors are getting the wrong characters on their promo stuff at cons. I know Cynthia Kranz had a One Piece commission done, and one of the characters listed is young Zoro, which she did play, but it was just grunts in episode 2. But people who just look it up on IMDb or behind the voice actors don't look into it too deep. They just see, oh, you got this listed. Eric Stewart had Gold Roger listed because he was him in the 4Kids version of We Are that never made it to TV. That was him as Roger, and it's just listed on his thing, on his one of his banners at a con. I thought that was funny. Yeah, in the actual episode where it shows up, it was Brina, but like Cynthia did play him, just doing the grunts in episode 2 on Zoro reminiscing on Kuina. The brief glimpse we get into his past on the last piece of One Piece. A fun little tidbit I bring up in the video. So Mahito Oba is the Japanese narrator for One Piece. He also voiced announcer Yoshigai
in Kinnikuman Nisei,
Mac Metaphor.
aka Mac Metaphor. That's a role they share. They're both the narrator on One Piece and Mac Metaphor. I thought that was really funny. Because I was watching Nisei in Japanese and I heard Mac/Yoshi guy talk, and all I could think of is the narrator in One Piece. Anyways, we're at time. I have to go. But thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, time just kind of flew. Gotta be going, and one final say. Objection! Take that! That's how they end it in the anime when they do the next episode preview. It ends with, take that! Yeah, y'all have a good night. I will see you in a few weeks.
Hi, hello, and thank you. Goodbye. Till we meet again.
John, I hope to see you sooner. I know I'm going to see you for the Cleveland Gaming Classic, but I hope you see you sooner. But anyways, take care, y'all.